Hello again, everybody. I'm Scott Casper, and it's time to take a look at this week's news and features from USA Wrestling, the national governing body of our sport. Last week, it was a little taste of the action at the University World Championships from Pécs, Hungary. As you remember, the first day of competition could not have gone a lot better for Team USA. Four-time NCAA All-American for Oklahoma State and Oklahoma, Tyler Caldwell was a huge part of the team's success. He won gold at 163 pounds. We also talked about the silver medal from Kent State's former NCAA champ Dustin Kilgore. He was in action at 213. And the bronze medal, two-time NCAA champ Matt McDonough at 125. As good as day one went for the American team, day two, well, was even better. Team USA had 4 wrestlers in competition, and all 4 earned a spot in the championship finale. When it was over, the USA had another world champion and 3 more world silver medalists. Winning the gold at heavyweight was talented big man Tyrell Fortune. It was his second straight year with a World University medal after taking a bronze medal last summer in Russia. Fortune rolled past his first 2 opponents, pinning Alexander Romanov of Moldova, and then he beat Richard Sirsiks of Hungary 10-2. In the championship finals, he's thrashed Sakir Bozkurt of Turkey 12-1. One of the most impressive efforts perhaps came from silver medal winner B.J. Futrell at 134. The former Illinois All-American, who now trains in Michigan, won his first 3 bouts handily, including a pin over Russia in the semifinals. Futrell was hurt but competed in the finals anyway, dropping a 12-11 tight decision against Tutum Bilig of Mongolia. A last-second move from Futrell that would have won the match was protested, and the score changed, giving the bout to the Mongolian. 3-time Nebraska All-American James Green earned his silver at 154, beating opponents from Finland and Russia. That's how he reached the finals. It was there he was pinned in the closing seconds by Nedilko of Moldova. 2-time NCAA champ from Oklahoma State, Chris Perry, well, he grabbed a silver as well at 189. He beat opponents from Romania, Turkey, and Hungary before the finals. That's where he dropped a 3-5 decision to Peter Ilinov of Moldova. When it was all over, the United States team, led by Coach Dave Bennett, Mike Hagerty, and Brian Snyder, won 7 medals in 8 weights. This put the United States on top of the podium, ahead of second-place Turkey and third-place Russia. It was the first time the USA has ever won a University World Team title. National Freestyle Developmental Coach Bill Zadig talked about the performance of the World Championship team.
Anytime we can win a team title for USA, it's pretty exciting. And so we're super excited about that. This time, to my knowledge and our records as far back as we can look, that it's the first time in U.S. history that we've won the University World Team title. So we're really excited about it. It's extremely important, extremely important. You know, it's a testament, I guess, to our developmental pipeline and our RTC programs who are out there producing great athletes and working hard, investing a lot of time and effort into our U.S. program. And just the simple fact of being a finisher. When you have the opportunity, you have to seize the moment, and that's what it takes to win an individual title. That's what it takes to win an individual match. And when we had the opportunity to do that, it's significant that we did that. It proves to the rest of our country, our young kids, that we can win, we can dominate, we can be the powerhouse in the world.
Another athlete we had our eyes on does not compete for the U.S. Winning a bronze at 189 for Israel was Ofer Bernstein, a Texas resident who wrestles for Brown University. He was born in Israel and was a FIDA Junior World Silver medalist just last summer. Well, the next U.S. team to hit the mats in Hungary at the University Worlds was the women's freestyle team. They had 2 athletes competing on the first day but fell short of the medals. Samantha Klingel took 5th at 121, and Erin Golston, well, she grabbed 9th at 105. Day 2 featured 6 athletes, and the outcome was much more impressive as all 6 American women won a medal. 3 athletes reached the championship finals and won silver for the USA. At 116, Jamestown University standout Amy Fernside won her first 2 bouts to reach the finals, but it was there that she would fall to Julia Liorda of Moldova. King University star Amanda Hendy pinned opponents from Poland and Bulgaria to reach the finals at 138. She fell to former junior world champ Danielle Lepage of Canada, 2-7 the final score. WCWA national champ for Wayland Baptist, Tamara Mensah, scored a tech fall over Germany and a pin over Romania. She fell in the finals at 152 pounds to 2012 world silver medalist Dorothy Yates of Canada. The three bronze medalists were also college stars. Jakara Winchester of Missouri Valley College won the bronze at 128, beating a tough Ukrainian in the bronze round 6-6. It was a criteria decision. At 132, Oklahoma City star Brianna Delgado won an exciting 8-6 decision in the bronze medal round over Natsumi Hayami of Japan. And WCWA national champ Julia Salata of King University closed out the tournament at 152. She had a 12-1 tech over Noelia Kanda of Spain. Well, the U.S. came in third in the team standings, right behind the champions from Canada and runner-up Russia. In Greco-Roman action, the U.S. team was led by a pair of medalists there. University of Minnesota star Patrick Smith went on a nice run at 156. He was second at the Senior Open this year and beat opponents from Austria and Japan, qualifying for the championship finals. It was there he would fall to one of the top wrestlers in the world, Olympic silver medalist Thomas Lorentz of Hungary. Yeah, that's right, he captured the silver. On the same day, Northern Michigan's athlete Sam Jones put on a great performance. He pinned Andrei Borisov of Bulgaria in the bronze medal round. Falling just short of a medal was fellow Northern Michigan athlete Toby Erickson. He fell to Russian Boris Vanstein in the medal round. All right, more news when we return. You're watching USA Wrestling Weekly.
ASICS has been there. They've been the lifeblood of the sport. It's been a long time, and they've been at the top of the game every year, forever. And I'll tell you what, now that I think about it, maybe that's where I've gotten my inspiration, because you know, I always want to be in the top of my game in wrestling, and I think that's where ASICS is and wants to be as well.
Hi, I'm Wayne Boyd, Director of Operations and Development for Titan Mercury Wrestling Club. The club was founded to help wrestling worldwide, especially at our senior level, of course at the collegiate level and the high school level. But the most important level for Titan Mercury Wrestling Club is the kids level. And these are some of the guys today that will be tomorrow's Olympic champions. Let's hear it, guys.
Titan Mercury!
That's Titan Mercury Wrestling Club, San Marino, California.
Well, two other major events are just getting underway around the world. We start the Senior Pan American Championships in Mexico City, Mexico. The first day featured Greco-Roman action, and a motivated American squad went south of the border to show their stuff. Winning a second career Pan American gold, Andy Basics, who's having a phenomenal year at 165. Basic powered through four opponents with tech falls over Venezuela and Chile, followed by a 5-1 victory over tough Cuban Julio Bastida in the semis. In the finals, he took care of Ivan de Jesus Duque of Colombia. Also looking strong, John Anderson. He moved up a weight class to compete at 176. He opened up with two tech falls of his own over Venezuela and Colombia, and then he picked up a very nice win in the finals over Matthew Miller of Canada. Now, two Americans walked off with silvers. Bryce Sidoris came out on fire, pinning guys from Colombia and Venezuela before falling in the finals to Cuba's Miguel Martinez. 2012 Olympian Ellis Coleman jumped up a weight to 156 in a four-athlete round robin. He finished with a 2-1 record to claim a silver medal. Three other U.S. athletes earned bronze, including two-time Olympian Spencer Mango at 130, Jake Fisher at 187, and Nico Boyovich. Add it all up, and the seven American medalists scored enough points to win the team title. Another strong indication that the Team USA Greco squad is on the rise. Great work, guys. We'll wrap things up next week with the men's and women's freestyle competition news. The women's team is young, mostly college athletes, led by Victoria Anthony at 105. She was 5th at the Senior Worlds just last year and boasts 2 Junior World gold medals. There are 2 other WCWA national champions from King University on the roster, Haley Aguelo at 116 and Julia Salata at 152. Well, the men's freestyle squad is led by Olympic and 2-time world champ Jordan Burroughs at 163. 2014 U.S. Freestyle National Team members Frank the Tank Molinaro will go at 143, and last year's Pan American champ Zach Ray will see action at 275. Both have NCAA titles, Molinaro, of course, at Penn State, and Ray led it all at Lehigh. Also underway, July 15th through the 20th, the FIDA Cadet World Championships in Slovakia. It features FIDA Cadet athletes aged 15 to 17. It was a tough first day for the U.S. Greco-Roman team that was in action there. All 5 young Americans in the field came up just short of the medal rounds. 2 returning Cadet World bronze medalists are on the U.S. roster. Cade Olivas of California. Remember, he took 3rd in Greco-Roman just last summer. He made the team in freestyle this year and is looking for gold. On the women's team is Taisha Alu of Hawaii, who won bronze last year at 123. She returns to action at that same weight this year. One athlete will be competing in both styles this year, Mason Manville of New Jersey at 152. We wish all of them well. We, of course, will have an update on the action on next week's program. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Each season, Liberty Mutual's Responsible Sports Community Grant Program awards $65,000 to youth sports organizations and school sports programs that demonstrate their commitment to responsibility in youth sports. Your organization could be one of our 20 winners this season. It's easy. Simply visit responsiblesports.com and click on the Community Grant Program. Administrators register their organization with the program, then reach out to rally parents, coaches, and team supporters to log on and review either the Responsible Sports Parenting or Responsible Coaching Guide. Then complete the quiz and showcase your mastery of the concepts. Every successfully passed quiz is worth a point that you can credit to your favorite youth sports organization or school sports program. Connect with friends, family, and neighbors to rally more support. The teams and schools with the most points at the end of the grant period win. It's that simple. Watch the leaderboard throughout the grant season, then rally more of your supporters to increase your totals. Liberty Mutual is committed to celebrating and championing youth sports and to financially supporting organizations that demonstrate their commitment to responsible sports. Join the movement and start earning points toward your community grant.
Well, you ready for it? The biggest week in high school wrestling has finally arrived. The A6 Vaughn Junior and Cadet Nationals in Fargo, North Dakota. Even as we speak, the athletes and fans are arriving in the Fargo Dome. And as in the past, there will be national tournaments in all 3 styles for juniors and cadets. The junior women will also have their national duels, and there will be some outstanding senior level action with the Phase 2 World Team Trials. Once again, USA Wrestling and Flow will team up to provide coverage of every match and every tournament from Fargo on the Flow Pro platform. Here's USA Wrestling's National Events Director, Pete Isaias.
I think, again, it's one of our marquee events for this age group, our high school division. It pits athletes that are 15 all the way up to our seniors in high school. And I think what it is it's a great opportunity to wrestle in a national caliber tournament. Our production at this event is great. It's a situation where I think it prepares our kids for future events, larger events, the NCAAs, things like that. You're putting them on a raised platform. You're letting them experience that type of atmosphere. And I think that what it does is it helps these kids when they go back to their states and when they wrestle in the state championships. They're like, oh, this is nothing. I've just went through a 120-man bracket this summer. So I think it's a great situation where our athletes are bettering themselves. We've had numerous Olympians and world medalists that have competed at this event, so it's the beginning process for our Olympic and world team athletes down the road.
First up, the Cadet Women Finals, Saturday, July 19th. Cadet national champs who are eligible to return include Mackenzie Vasich of California at 95 and Gabrielle Garcia of California at 115. Cadet Greco-Roman will wrap up Monday, July 21st. Cadet Triple Crown winner Dayton Fix of Oklahoma, who was at 113 last year, is eligible to return, along with Cadet Greco champs Austin Gomez of Illinois at 94 and Bo Bresky of Wisconsin at 170. Now, 2 finals are set for Tuesday, July 22nd for the junior Greco and junior women athletes. 11 junior Greco champions are eligible to return, including Dalton Roberts of Michigan at 100, Brandon Staley of Florida at 106, Joshua Terrell of Hawaii at 120, Jordan Shearer of North Dakota at 126, Hayden Toom of Idaho at 132, Joseph McKenna of New Jersey at 138, John J. Chavez of Idaho at 152, Devontae Mahomes of Illinois at 160, Chandler Rogers of Washington at 170, Joseph McClure of Georgia at 195, and Roy Nash of Utah at 220. By the way, Rogers now wrestles for Oklahoma. The junior women division is just as loaded, with 11 returning champs of their own. Look out for last year's Marina and Regina Doi of California at 97. Stephanie Hampton of Michigan will check in at 117. Rachel Hale of Vermont will see action at 121. Taisha Liu of Hawaii will see action at 125. And Maya Nelson of Colorado will be in business at 130. Becca Leathers of Oklahoma will wrestle at 139. Alexis Porter of New York will be on the mats at 148. Autumn Rux of Michigan will see action at 159. Kaya Van Skoyak of Washington will wrestle at 172. And Ryan Gibbons, well, she'll be in action at 195. The junior women's duels will take place Wednesday, July 23rd. New York, well, they're the returning champs. It was a stunning win, if you remember, 2013 in the finals over California. The Cadet Freestyle Finals will take place Friday, July 25th, where Dayton Fix will be joined by fellow returning champs Gavin Teasdale of Pennsylvania at 88, Caden Kefeller of Oklahoma at 94, Taylor Lamont of Utah at 120, and Bo Bresky of Wisconsin at 160. It all ends Saturday, July 26th with the junior men's freestyle finale. Eligible to return for that event, Kirk Johansson of Illinois at 100, Hunter Marco of Wisconsin at 106, Elisha Oliver of Tennessee at 113, Jared Cortez of Illinois at 126, Seth Gross of Minnesota at 132. Aaron Pico of California at 138, Ryan Blees of North Dakota at 152, Bo Nickel will be on the mats at 170, he of course of Texas, Michael Pixley of Missouri at 182, and Roy Nash of Utah at 220 pounds. We hope to see you in Fargo, but again, if you can't be there in person, be sure to catch it all on Flow. We'll take a quick time out, back on the other side of it with more news from Fargo. Stay tuned.
There comes a point in your life that determines who you are, whether you will lead or follow, whether you will fight or give in, whether you will win or lose, and what you will count as your victory.
Both of these guys are explosive, and it's not over. This is going to be a great match.
Well, phase 2 of the World Team Trials will also take place in Fargo. Some of the top Olympic wrestlers in the nation will be in action. 6 coveted spots on the 2014 World Team are up for grabs in the 6 non-Olympic weights. The phase 2 trials in women's freestyle takes place Saturday, July 19th, and champs from the 2014 U.S. Open will advance directly to the championship series. Look out for 2012 world silver medalist Helen Maroulis at 121 and national champion Jennifer Page at 132. There will also be a very special wrestle-off at 152 between 2014 U.S. Open champ Randy Miller and 2014 World Teams Trials champion Veronica Carlson. It'll be a best-of-3 series. Miller, who's an Olympic medalist, was injured and could not compete at the World Team Trials and extended her final series. The Phase 2 trials in Greco-Roman will take place Tuesday, the 22nd of July qualify. No athlete will advance directly into the best of the 3 championship series. U.S. Open champ and 2-time world medalist Justin Lester will be in action, along with U.S. Open champ Kendrick Sanders, who will drop down a weight to compete for a spot on the team. That means that competition at 176 will be wide open. No current national champion in the field. Well, the Phase 2 trials of men's freestyle will all go down Thursday, July 24th. The 2 U.S. Open champs get to sit out until the final series, Jimmy Kennedy at 134 and Nick Marable at 154. The other 17 spots on the 2014 U.S. World Team have already been determined. When Fargo is over, the entire team that'll see action in Uzbekistan at the Worlds this September will be finalized. Well, the Arizona Sports Hall of Fame recently inducted 4 greats, including our own Art Martori of the Sunkissed Kids. For 4 decades, the Sunkissed Kids organization has been one of the greatest wrestling clubs in the world, cranking out world and Olympic champs and medalists on a regular basis. This club was the brainchild of Martori, who invested his own funds into supporting Olympic stars in all 3 styles. Martori wrestled at Arizona State and took the old wristlock club of Phoenix and transformed it into the Sunkissed Kids. He also served as USA Wrestling's president and was a longtime board member as well. USA Wrestling's president Jim Ravenette talked about Martori's impact on the sport.
Art is more of a father figure to all of his team members, male and female. And what he's done over the past 20 plus 30 years has just been incredible, the impact he did on people's lives. And Art's goal is not so much of winning the championship, but making them better, making them better as an individual and a person. And that's what we admire most about him, is what he does for his athletes after. It's hard to describe, but what I did was I molded myself after, when I did the Gator Wrestling Club for those 11 years, and what I molded myself going into the future with wrestling. I molded everything after Art. So, I mean, he made the mold. He's making a lot of us, better in the sport, and with great respect. And he's been a mentor for me for such a long time, and that's where we're at with Art.
USA Wrestling's executive director Rich Bender has worked with Martori for 3 decades now and has seen his leadership firsthand.
Well, Art Martori has a deep love for the sport of wrestling. Obviously, as a former competitor himself, to one of the leading wrestling administrators in our sport, and probably the most significant individual in the sport of international wrestling, certainly domestically in the United States. His love is awful deep for the sport of wrestling. Few people have the passion to see wrestling succeed, not only the sport but individuals, and few people have provided the opportunity for more young people to be involved in our sport and be successful than Art Martori.
Zeke Jones wrestled under Martori at the Sunkissed Kids and won a world and Olympic medal. He now coaches the club as well as Arizona State. Can't say enough about Art Martori.
He's the most influential person in the sport of wrestling that we've had in our country. I mean, the way he has served the sport, as an ambassador and obviously as a leader and as a contributor. He mentored John Smith and Kenny Monday. He helped Kendall Cross, from being a young person to winning a gold medal. He was there when he was helping me in my path as a high school, prospect into becoming a college athlete, and then wrestling for the national team, winning a World Olympic medal, then on to a coaching path as an assistant coach, a head coach, and then on to working with the national team. I mean, he has been able to take people from cradle to grave, and helping them through their careers. And his legacy I don't think it'll ever be measured in any time soon. I think we'll look back in the history books and we'll know that Art Martori was a huge factor in American and global wrestling.
Well, Art's already in the National Wrestling Hall of Fame and the Italian American Sports Hall of Fame as well. Our congratulations go to Art Martori. Congratulations, Art, on your latest achievement. Well, recently the National Wrestling Hall of Fame announced the individual who would take over as state chapter director for the retiring Mike Clare. He built the wonderful program some 21 years ago. Krista Graff has spent the last 7 years as development and special events manager. She'll take on this important challenge. Anybody who's ever attended Hall of Fame Honors Weekend knows about the outstanding work that she provides our sport. Our congratulations to Krista, and again, thanks to Mike Clare. Hey, it's time for our Photo of the Week contest. So pictures are sent in by wrestling families and fans from around the country and are being considered for our photo contest page in our USA Wrestler magazine and our USA Wrestling Facebook page. This week's picture comes from Adam Morris, and it shows Serge Chavez tossing an opponent at the Colorado State Cadet meet at 138 pounds. We hope to see tons of great throws like this in Fargo. Get your cameras out. Get them ready to send in. Thanks for the picture, Adam. You can have your photographs considered for USA Wrestling's photo contest simply by emailing them to Gary Abbott at gabbott@usawrestling.org. And I bet his inbox will be overflowing at the end of the week. Folks, that'll do it for this week's show. From all of us here at USA Wrestling, I'm Scott Casper, and thanks for watching.